Hello and welcome back to episode 4 of the Alpine F1 Manager series here on the Andrew Place channel. If you are new here, please do subscribe down below and hit like. Leave a comment. What do you think we're going to do in the Imola Grand Prix? The spoilers for the last episode, if you haven't seen it already, in Australia. We had a very good time there, finishing 5th and 7th, beating both of the Mercedes cars. So fantastic result for us there. As we had in Jeddah as well, where we finished 4th and 6th. So we are in a very good position as we head into Imola. Let me know how you think we're going to do in this one. We need one more round of getting both cars into Q3 so that we can finish our qualifying position streak. We also need to finish with both drivers in the top 8 for our race target and qualifying. Both drivers qualifying in the top 8. We've also set a promise that we'll reach Q3 with at least one of our drivers. I don't see that being in any doubt.
The hills of Tuscany are green to the south, but here in Imola the air is red hot. Welcome to Ferrari's turf for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. The track has been around since the 60s, but the first official Formula One race was held here in 1980. Let's see what excitement lies ahead this year. This is Imola, and it's an old school track with plenty of elevation changes and lots of corners. There's only one DRS zone here, but it follows the long straight right before Tamburello and should see plenty of action. At this early stage in the season, there are still plenty of opportunities for things to change. In this sport, there simply are no guarantees. Let the weekend begin!
So we have got heavy rain in practice. There's actually no sprint race, which is surprising to me. I thought there would be, given that there was one here in real life. Not sure why that's missing, really. That seems very odd of the game, to be honest. But despite that, you may remember we had a new underfloor being developed. It has now been developed. What I wasn't aware of is if you're not aware, you have to develop the part and then actually have it made. So we're going to be making 4 of those parts, so we've got a couple of backups should we need them. The first one should be in place for the next Grand Prix. We might have the first 2 in place so that we can get them fitted on the cars. We might only have 1 in place by then. But as usual, I will see you the other side of practice, where hopefully, despite the rain, we have a good start to the weekend. So we've been through practice 1, 2 and 3. As you can see, Ocon and Alonso in 12th and 14th respectively in P1. P2 they were 6th and 7th, although that was largely a rain affected session. And then in P3 we had 9th and 13th for Ocon and Alonso respectively. The big news here, Russell and Leclerc both have penalties for the race for collisions during practice. Ridiculous. I think Russell's was with one of the Haas's and then Leclerc's was with one of the Williams, so not sure why they're getting involved in that. But what I think that is going to mean is we're going to change to our second engine on the cars and the second gearbox to try and take advantage of the fact that George Russell is going to be starting towards the back, hopefully. So we are going to go with slightly fresher engine. I think you can kind of see from practice that it might well be time for that as well. So that's what we're going to go for, and hopefully it pays off in qualifying. We're back towards the end of Q1. We've just had our first red flag in qualifying. We had one in the Saudi Arabia race, of course. This time it's qualifying 20 minutes until the session restarts. It was Bottas who crashed out. Unfortunately, literally just sent Alonso out. But he literally left the garage like 5 seconds before the crash. But it'll be fine. We're not going to make any changes at this stage. We're just going to crack on. Didn't see what happened, but Mick must have been caught up somewhere in that, I guess, maybe when Bottas came back on the track. Ocon currently sat in 6th place, so we're only going to send Alonso out with the fact that we've got 2 cars who definitely aren't going to be in the battle to go through to Q2. it seems like it would be a waste to send Alonso through in that group. We will jump on board with Alonso. Oh. As he comes through. He does need a good lap here because, as you can see, he's in 16th at the moment. He's gone green in 2 sectors so far. And through the final 2 corners here, I would expect him to be absolutely fine. You can see Ocon already guaranteed to be fine. Alonso crosses the line and puts himself very high up the grid into 6th place through to Q2 for both cars. You've rejoined us now towards the end of Q2. As you can see, Ocon, the driver, in danger, but he's gone green through sector 1. Alonso also out on track. He also goes green through sector 1. We did send Ocon out on his used set of tyres, so that might be part of what's caused him to be the driver in danger. Vettel and Magnussen already crossed the line. Magnussen moves up to 10th. So as it stands, only a slight improvement needed for Ocon. Norris now has crossed the line as well. Tsunoda's crossed the line, doesn't go ahead of Magnussen. Ricciardo and Albon are the men to watch, but Ocon crosses the line and puts it into 7th. Alonso is going to be safe as well. And we are through to Q3 with both drivers once again. And what's even better about this, George Russell is going to be starting pretty much at the back of the grid. So big chance for us to make steps into battling with Mercedes. If we can get one of our cars ahead of Hamilton now as well, it'd be even better. We are approaching the end of Q3 here. And we might have made a couple of small errors here because Alonso is in danger of not making it over the line in time. I'm not convinced he's going to make that.
We'll get some comments when you're plugged back in.
We've made a big blunder here as neither our drivers are on track at the end of Q3. Can we hold on to 5th and 6th? We can't. However, it's 6th and 7th, right on the back of Lewis Hamilton. So at least we can kind of double team. Yeah, we've got the 2-1 advantage on him there. Leclerc's going to move down, so we will be 5th and 6th, provided there's no penalties anywhere else, which there's unlikely to be any engine penalties for the rest of them. But at least we know we are going to be on the 3rd row together. And it's race day. We're joined by Ashman.
Hey, hey.
Just happened to be on Discord with him after the Belgian Grand Prix. So I thought, yeah, what? Come and do my pit strategy for me, Ash. So,
Yeah.
a little bit of context for you that you should probably know going into it. We have qualified in 6th and 7th. However, Leclerc has a grid penalty.
Okay.
So we're going to...
How severe?
I think it's 5 places, but I'm not aware that I can find that out. So
Okay, we'll just assume it's 5.
we'll assume we're starting 5th and 7th.
Okay.
So what's Alonso going to be doing today, Ash?
So, what he is going to do is you're going to press the little button with the square and the pen, and you're going to make your own one.
Entirely? Or based on one of these?
Yeah, no. Just whatever. It's up to you. Take your pick. But I'm gonna. We'll build it afresh. We'll go from a new stint. So, what do you know? What Alonso's smoothness is and stuff? How does he run? Does he normally go to plan, or does he usually go a bit longer than you expect him?
Alonso normally goes a little bit longer than I would expect him to.
Beautiful. So, where are we? I don't even know where we are.
We are at Imola.
Imola? I feel like you told me this.
You've had no preparation for this, so.
And you're quite high up the grid.
Yep.
I'm inclined to go medium hard. Start on the mediums. Just go attack. Just full on aggressive. Classic Alonso. Just try and just goes. I didn't ask for orange. I asked for red. Thank you very much. I think you're good there. To be fair.
Okay.
Yeah, that should do. You could even probably go attack with your hards as well, and just do the whole race attacking.
Fair enough.
But you might need to just manage that when you get into the race itself.
Yeah.
I've gained you. Look at that. I gained you half a minute.
You have.
Splendid.
So
Amazing.
that's Alonso. Ocon.
What's Ocon
What's
saying?
Ocon going to be doing?
He's still up there.
He's
But,
not quite as smooth as Alonso.
He's going for a three-stopper.
Going for a
He's
free
starting
stopper.
two-stopper. I always call him three-stoppers for some reason. 3 tyres. He's going for that bottom one. Yeah. Where does that leave us? Oh, look at that, all that time. You go and attack on all 3 of them at the moment, and we'll see what that does.
Okay.
That's beautiful. I don't need to change anything else there. You didn't save it.
I did not.
If you hop back out then, so you're looking at Ocon's coming in about 16. Alonso's not coming in till about 26. And then Ocon's coming in again 39, so they shouldn't overlap. That's my input for you.
Thank
You're
you
under
very
fuel
much.
and Alonso as well.
Yeah, he maybe we won't, given that we're going attack, actually. We'll just do 1 lap of underfueling. And you want him at
Just everything,
attack.
deploy, push, the whole, you want to be full aggression off the line.
We'll
I only
take
just
your word
realised that
for it.
this was a thing as well. I'm going to level you, I've never tried this. I haven't even got to Imola on my one. Which, if you haven't already been watching, Andrew's going to put it up on the screen now. You can go and
Oh,
look.
that's
You can go and
relying
watch
on me
me.
to remember this.
You can go and watch me attempt to wrangle Aston Martin from the bottom of the grid. I didn't realise quite how much of a struggle it was going to be. So I'm going to go and have a little cry before I go back and start attacking mine again.
Fair enough. Thanks for your input, Ash.
Let me know how it goes, lad. Best of luck.
Thank you very much. We'll see you later.
It's sunny and bright as the drivers line up on the grid. Looking here at Fernando Alonso, they might not be in the top 3 spots, but things could change fast once the race gets underway. Further back, we've got Esteban Ocon. With a top 10 position on the grid, this race could really go either way for them. And we're just moments away now. All eyes are on the race here at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. It's lights out, and away we go.
So it does appear that Leclerc had a free place grid penalty, which I've never seen before in F1. But okay. Ocon is going up the inside of Charles Leclerc. Can he make it stick? Through the first few corners, he's not able to, unfortunately. But he's going to be in position ahead of Alonso. We're going to bring Alonso down just so that he can allow Ocon the space to attack a bit more, given that he is on the more aggressive strategy. Oh, I'm sorry, Ash. But what has to be done has to be done. As usual, we're going to follow them kind of through the first lap, and then we'll disappear from your screens for a bit as we come into the final sector now. Ocon right on the back of Leclerc. Is he going to be able to make a move down the outside? He isn't. Leclerc's got him covered off. Alonso is right behind this, and he's got... Oh, wrong camera. We've got Bottas not far behind him. Is Ocon going to be able to make a move going down the main straight? Let's have a quick look at the tyres preferences. Ocon is the only one on the softs in this front few cars, and he's made a dive down the inside of Leclerc. Can he make it stick? It looks like he can, and he's going to be on the back of Hamilton now as well.
Okay, nice job. Well done.
Ocon putting pressure on Hamilton. Leclerc has dropped behind Alonso as well. Can Ocon now go ahead and take Hamilton through this middle section? Not as of yet, but it might only be a few moments away, because softs versus hards, you'd bet on Ocon all day long in this scenario. And he's not able to get him as of yet, but he is about to go into a part of the track that may well suit him. He's going to go down the outside That's the inside. He's switched to the outside. He's listening to me as I'm talking. And going for a dive up the inside of Hamilton is Ocon. Oh, but he backs out of it. But now on this lap, Ocon is going to have DRS on Hamilton as they come into turn 1. Is he going to be able to make it count? It looks like Hamilton's got him covered off at this stage. Where is Leclerc in this battle? Right behind Alonso. Our ideal situation here would be Ocon getting past Hamilton and Alonso able to hold Leclerc off for a little bit longer. A car's run wide, but we don't know who. So it was Gasly who was running wide. I mean, it wasn't really, was he? I've run wider than that on the F1 22 game. Like, that really wasn't that bad. Ocon is all over the back of Hamilton. Is he going to be able to get this move done on this next lap? You would hope so, because he's going to have DRS again down this straight. And this time, it's easy as you like for him. And Alonso isn't far behind, but he's not able to make the same move as of yet. We do now have Alonso getting past Hamilton on the straight, which means we are now currently sat in 4th and 5th for the Alpines. And Alonso has passed Ocon, and he's just set the fastest lap of the race so far. Alonso is on one today. We are into the pit window for Ocon as he battles with Alonso down the straight. We might just tell him not to fight his teammate, just because it doesn't make sense for us to do that at this stage. But we will
No lift and coast required from our side.
tell him to be pushing.
Yeah.
At this stage for us, we are quite happy to just let ourselves sit behind these front three and just kind of have Alonso and Ocon helping each other. However, that is about to change because we're going to pit Ocon for a fresh set of medium tyres. And hopefully, he might come out into a bit of a gap behind him.
Box this lap, box.
Yeah, happy to work.
Looking at this big gap here, hopefully he'll come out kind of between Zhou, well, between Norris and Zhou would be ideal here for Ocon. We're going to jump on board with him as he comes in for his pit stop. It looks like a decent stop for him. 2.7 seconds. And he's going to come out just behind Norris and Gasly. But hopefully he'll be able to quickly catch up with them and put some pressure on. Something that we certainly were expecting is Fernando Alonso flying past Sergio Perez on the straight. Fernando Alonso, as it stands, is on the podium. And he's just gone and set another fastest lap as well. We have a crash in Sector 1. Perez has just gone back past Alonso. It's Tsunoda that's crashed. As he's come, I've seen this multiple times in practice, straight into the wall there. On the hairpin. Has he recovered? It does appear he has. Pit window now open for Alonso as we have Ocon going past Lando Norris. And that's a fantastic overtake. And it looks very likely he's going to get Gasly shortly as well. And there he is, going past Gasly down the straight. This is Ocon.
Good job, keep going.
Meanwhile, Alonso still able to hold off Hamilton. We're going to pit Alonso 1 lap ahead of the initial plan, in the hopes that by doing so, we're kind of matching Verstappen and Sainz. Maybe that will allow us to jump Hamilton with an undercut. And in comes Fernando Alonso for his stop. Leclerc is in as well. Can we stay ahead of Leclerc through the pit stop? We need a good stop here. It looks like we've had a bit of a problem, and it's cost us. As we watch them go around, Perez and Hamilton still yet to pit. Looking at the intervals, we're going to be right on the verge of whether we pass them, but they will then be on fresher tyres, which will be a concern for us. I'm almost thinking, can we get Ocon into a battle with Hamilton and Perez as well? I think we probably will have Hamilton. We probably won't have Perez. But that might be absolutely fine for us. We're going to go with the same strategy here, pitting Ocon a lap earlier than planned. I'm hoping this will mean we can get Ocon ahead of Hamilton. And maybe Perez, if we can get a bit of luck. On board here with Ocon after his pit stop. It was a much better pit stop this time round. He's going to come out.
Keep an eye on your fuel.
Where is he? That's a lap car that's just gone past him. He should have a bit of space now. And we're having him go attacking. So hopefully he'll be able to pull something off here for us.
Trying to do some lift up.
We are currently seeing a pretty uneventful race unfolding. That could all change when Perez and Hamilton do eventually pit. Alonso is kind of locked in 6th place, I would say now. Not really any concerns about him. It's just a matter of when Perez and Hamilton do pit, can we take advantage of it? I think they're very much hoping for a safety car that doesn't appear to be coming. Perez has now pitted and is out well ahead of Ocon. Hamilton's now pitted and Alonso does get past him. A big moment there. Alonso is past Hamilton. So it's now down to, can he hold it off Hamilton on a pair of softs? I don't like our chances. Oh dear, Ocon, where have you gone? Ocon's locked up and gone flying off the track. And unfortunately, that's a big moment in this race. Where can he get back on track? He's come back on in 7th place still. Hopefully it's not done too much damage to the tyres.
Okay, we'd like you to slow down, please. Copy.
And also on top of that, we now have Hamilton under 3 seconds behind Alonso on his fresh softs. Alonso might well be a sitting duck for him.
Watch for fuel. Copy.
This is Alonso's on board now. You can see Hamilton. I think he's not quite in DRS range, but it isn't going to be long before he is.
Lift and coast required.
Copy.
And it looks all but certain this is where Hamilton is going to get the DRS and go past Alonso, although it's not looking quite as easy for him as I expected. At least for now, Alonso has held on. Will it be this lap? In all reality, I can't imagine Alonso's going to be able to hold on for another 7 laps like this. But we saw him in Hungary last year, you never know. And unfortunately, Hamilton has took Alonso. There's every chance Alonso might be able to get him back though. He's just set another fastest lap as Alonso. And he's all over the back of Lewis Hamilton. There's a few laps to go. He might be able to pull something off here. Well, unfortunately, Alonso didn't quite have enough to get back at Hamilton. We even tried going defensive. Well, not defensive, conserving for the last 2 laps. so that we, well, to conserve him just prior so that we could attack on the last 2 laps. But unfortunately,
Good strategy.
it wasn't quite to be. We almost made it work. Alonso was in 3rd place at one time, but not quite enough. Also, can we talk about Verstappen won by a 10th over Leclerc? That
Great job, guys.
must have been a thrilling end to the race. If only we'd been able to see it. We have, once again, one-upped Mercedes, though, because as you can see, they've got 12 points. We have taken home 14, thanks to impressive drives, again, from Alonso and Ocon, who are sat 5th and 8th in the Drivers' Championship. And in the Constructors, we remain 9 points ahead of Mercedes. Leclerc moves back to the top of the driver's standings. I say back, I'm pretty sure that's his first time being at the top. But he moves to the top as Perez finishes in 4th. Verstappen with the win. So fantastic result for us again. We've got Miami coming up next. We maintain our lead over Mercedes. We extend it very, very slightly. And we are looking very good. That was a new engine that we used for the race. We're going to obviously switch back to the practice, what's now going to basically be the practice engine until we get into qualifying for Miami, where we'll then put the new engine in again. And hopefully that'll continue to pay off for us. As you can see here, our manufacturing is nearly completed for our new underfloor to come in. That will be on both cars, ready for Miami. And in other news, we've got a new rear wing that's going to be ready in 2 weeks. That might be in place for Miami. However, that's only the design project, so we would then need to also actually manufacture it. And we've also started some front wing research ahead of some changes that are coming in next season. So very ahead of time. It'd be silly not to try and get ahead of it if we've got the opportunity. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like down below. Comment, do you think that was a good result for us here in Imola? Subscribe if you're enjoying the content on the channel. Go and check out my Football Manager stuff. And again, thank you very much to Ashman for the strategy for today's race. It paid off pretty well for us. So go and subscribe to Ash. I'm sure I'll get to do the same for him at some point, because that was very made up, but like it was just on the spot because we were on Discord. He wasn't expecting it, and he's performed well under pressure. Fair play to you.